This is the format of the picture book, and the factory manager is explaining the contents of this project to 3 people at the factory. However, from here on, due to time constraints, I will omit the explanation of the contents of this picture book. This is the format of the picture book, and the factory manager is explaining the contents of this project to 3 people at the factory. However, from here on, due to time constraints, I will omit the explanation of the contents of this picture book. This is a table of contents of the procedures compiled by the 3 people. The items are as follows. First, the history of bottom-up improvement in Japanese industry. Second, reassessing manufacturing strategy based on global standards. Third, all-participation manufacturing innovation by TPS JIT. Fourth, learning from the activities of Japan's outstanding SMEs. Fifth, practices of top-down plus bottom-up factory improvement. Now, from among these 5 points, I would like to introduce a part of the development process of TPS JIT, which Toyota Motor Corporation developed around 1950 after struggling to escape from the red. The development of JIT was a difficult road. As Toyota was struggling with losses, they entrusted Mr. Taichi Ono with a solution. He visited cutting-edge companies around the world to find solutions, but when he returned to Japan without a solution, he happened to stop by a supermarket and came up with the idea for JIT. This idea was a back-end pull method, and since it did not exist anywhere in the world, Toyota had no choice but to develop it independently. This is a diagram of the strategy development that JMA has implemented to ensure continuous growth, something that all the world's leading companies have done. After considering this type of material, Mr. Ono, as one of Toyota's executives, gathered the relevant parties based on the ideas in this diagram and created Toyota's revival plan. This was Toyota's strategy for turning profits around, which was later made public. To surpass the level of the top American automobile companies at the time, it was necessary to increase productivity tenfold from the 1950 level, but Toyota did not have the funds to do so. However, they began working to independently develop and achieve this plan, which no one else in the world had ever implemented. In 1977, when JIT became famous in Japan, the country was in a severe recession due to the oil crisis. However, Toyota was one of companies that had high profits. At that time, in addition to the industry's attention to JIT, there was also a tour. This table is a document that Mr. Nakamura obtained during the Toyota JIT tour. What is astonishing is that each of the famous JIT techniques was developed independently by Toyota on a voluntary basis. Toyota's JIT, which has achieved excellent results, not only revolutionized the world's production methods, but also made it possible to maintain high profits even during a recession and produce a wide variety of products in small quantities. So a consulting firm copied it completely and created lean production. In essence, it was a turnkey method of introducing a copy of TPS JIT into companies. However, the success rate of applying improvements to a production method that was outsourced was only a few %. You can find out more about this in the video by clicking the URL provided in the picture book, but on the other hand, this comparison shows us the need for companies to take the initiative and make improvements independently, in line with their own circumstances. This diagram shows the main examples of elemental technologies of SMED. This was conceived by Toyota's on-site staff under the guidance of Mr. Shigehiro Shingo, who was the IE instructor for various companies at JMA at the time. This diagram shows the main examples of elemental technologies of SMED. This was conceived by Toyota's on-site staff under the guidance of Mr. Shigehiro Shingo, who was the IE instructor for various companies at JMA at the time. In Japan, small and medium-sized enterprises have been implementing the improvements in manufacturing technology that Toyota has implemented, and selling the products directly to the world's leading brand market from NASA. This trend became popular especially in the 2000s as major companies expanded globally. Naturally, Toyota and such small and medium-sized enterprises differ greatly in size, but the efforts to improve their capabilities through daily improvements are the same, so Company A, which put together this picture book, also used the actual efforts of the company as a reference. Among the examples of small businesses introduced in the picture book, I would like to introduce an example of the efforts of Hichifuku Towel, a famous towel manufacturer. Here is how it went. In the past, trading companies ignored the activities of this small business, which directly demonstrated the quality of its products to customers. As a result, other small businesses that produced similar towels went bankrupt. However, Hichifuku Towel created a SWOT strategy and increased profits by taking the initiatives shown in the diagram below. By the way, one mistake in strategy cannot be covered even with 10,000 countermeasures. The picture book also gives examples of the importance of this and the problems that bankrupt companies have. This content can also be understood in detail with the video at the URL listed in the book. We ask readers to access it as necessary. In order to effectively achieve the strategies and mid-term business plans that each company has set, it is necessary to utilize a method to visualize top-down requests and bottom-up problem countermeasures. Therefore, I would be happy if the readers can use this TP deployment diagram, as well as the form that can be effectively used at Company A and the know-how to operate efficiently by referring to other companies. Each factory has a certain future of development, so it is necessary to create a mid-term management plan full of dreams and to take measures to achieve it with the participation of all the company members. For this reason, in this picture book, 3 people who work in the company have compiled a know-how manual in the form of measures to promote daily improvements, as shown in the figure, by examining many books and examples from the perspective of Company A. We hope that the contents will be useful to you.